Breaking the myth. Am I too old for YouTube? One of the most common thoughts that crosses the minds of people considering content creation later in life is a simple but powerful question. Am I too old for YouTube? It's a question loaded with fear, doubt, and years of cultural conditioning that equates innovation, visibility, and success with youth. In a digital age where viral trends are often driven by teenagers and young adults, it's easy to believe that platforms like YouTube are no longer meant for those past a certain age. But this belief is a myth, one that quietly stops countless talented, experienced, and insightful individuals from ever pressing the record button. The truth is, YouTube has evolved far beyond its early days, and age is no longer a barrier to success. In fact, for many creators, age has become one of their greatest strengths. This article breaks down the myth of being too old for YouTube, explores why it persists, and explains why starting a YouTube channel later in life is not only possible but powerful. The idea that YouTube is a young person's game didn't come out of nowhere. In its early years, the platform was dominated by youthful creators experimenting with vlogs, pranks, music covers, and comedy skits. These creators were often the most visible, and their success shaped public perception. Over time, this perception became deeply ingrained. Younger people are more tech-savvy. Younger creators understand trends better. Younger faces attract more views. While these assumptions may have held some truth in the past, they no longer reflect the reality of today's YouTube ecosystem. The platform has matured, diversified, and expanded to serve nearly every age group and interest imaginable. Yet the myth remains, not because it's true, but because it's familiar. YouTube's audience is older than you think. One of the biggest misconceptions about YouTube is that it's dominated by teenagers. In reality, a significant portion of YouTube's audience is over the age of 35, with millions of viewers in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. People turn to YouTube not just for entertainment, but for learning new skills, managing finances, improving health, exploring faith and philosophy, understanding history and current events, finding encouragement and perspective. These topics naturally appeal to older audiences who are actively searching for content that reflects their stage of life. When viewers see a creator who looks like them and speaks from real-life experience, trust and connection form almost instantly. In this sense, being older doesn't limit your audience. It helps you find the right one. Experience is a competitive advantage. Younger creators often rely on energy, trends, and experimentation. Older creators bring something different and often more valuable: experience. By the time you reach your 40s or beyond, you've likely navigated career changes, built and lost relationships, managed success and failure, faced uncertainty and reinvention, learned lessons the hard way. These experiences cannot be faked or rushed. They shape the way you speak, teach, and tell stories. On YouTube, where viewers are hungry for authenticity, experience stands out. When you talk about perseverance, you speak from memory. When you give advice, it's grounded in reality. This depth creates content that resonates deeply and keeps people coming back. Credibility builds faster than popularity. While younger creators may attract attention quickly, credibility often takes time to build. Older creators often begin with built-in credibility, especially in niches like education, business, personal development, health, faith, and history. Viewers naturally associate age with knowledge and reliability. This doesn't mean you need formal credentials, but your life itself becomes a form of qualification. The way you speak, the examples you use, and the calmness of your delivery all contribute to a sense of trust. On YouTube, trust leads to longer watch times, higher engagement, loyal subscribers, sustainable growth. In the long run, credibility outperforms virality. The algorithm doesn't care about your age. Another major myth is that YouTube's algorithm favors young creators. In reality, the algorithm is blind to age. It doesn't know how old you are, what you look like, or when you started. It only measures how viewers interact with your content. The algorithm prioritizes click-through rate, watch time, viewer retention engagement, likes, comments, shares. If people enjoy your videos and watch them consistently, YouTube will recommend your content, regardless of your age. Many channels created by people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s grow steadily because their content satisfies real viewer needs. Maturity brings consistency and resilience. One of the hidden advantages of being older is emotional resilience. Content creation involves criticism, slow growth, and moments of doubt. Younger creators often struggle with these challenges, especially when validation doesn't come quickly. With age comes perspective. You understand that growth takes time and setbacks are part of the process. This maturity allows you to stay consistent without burning out, handle negative comments calmly, improve without losing confidence, focus on long-term impact. Consistency is one of the strongest predictors of YouTube success, and it's an area where older creators often excel. Technology is no longer a barrier. Fear of technology is another reason people ask, "Am I too old for YouTube?" But modern tools have made content creation more accessible than ever. You no longer need expensive equipment or advanced editing skills. Many successful channels use smartphones for filming, simple editing apps, natural lighting, basic microphones. YouTube rewards clarity, sincerity, and value, not technical perfection. Skills can be learned gradually, and the learning process itself can be empowering. Starting a YouTube channel becomes an opportunity to stay mentally active, creative, and engaged with the modern world. YouTube is about connection, not competition. YouTube is not a race against younger creators. It's not about who is loudest, trendiest, or fastest. At its core, YouTube is about connection, connecting with people who need what you have to offer. Older creators often build smaller but stronger communities. Their audiences are more engaged, more respectful, and more loyal. This kind of connection leads to meaningful conversations, impactful feedback, and a sense of purpose that goes beyond numbers. You don't need millions of subscribers to make a difference. Sometimes, changing one life is more meaningful than reaching a million screens. Reinventing yourself is a strength, not a weakness. Many people fear starting YouTube later in life because it feels like starting over. But reinvention is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of growth. YouTube allows you to explore new passions, share accumulated wisdom, redefine your identity, create something on your own terms. Some of the most inspiring creators are those who decided to start when others told them it was too late. Their courage to begin again becomes part of their message and their appeal. The real question isn't age, it's courage. When people ask, "Am I too old for YouTube?" what they're often really asking is, "Am I brave enough to try something new?" Age becomes a convenient excuse to avoid discomfort, vulnerability, and uncertainty. But growth has never been about comfort. Every meaningful step forward requires risk, at any age. The difference is that now, you have the wisdom to take that risk intentionally. You're not too old to learn. You're not too old to create. You're not too old to be heard. Conclusion: you are right on time. The myth that you're too old for YouTube is just that, a myth. YouTube doesn't belong to one generation. It belongs to anyone willing to show up, share value, and connect honestly with others. Your age is not a disadvantage. It's a filter that clarifies your message and strengthens your voice. The stories you carry, the lessons you've learned, and the perspective you offer are exactly what many viewers are searching for. So if you've been holding back, waiting for the right time, understand this: there is no perfect age to start, only the moment you decide to begin. You are not late, you are not behind, you are right on time. It's never too late to start and succeed on YouTube. If you're over 40 and ready to turn your experience into impact, hit like, subscribe, and join this channel built for creators who started later, but aim higher.